Yeah, hello everybody. Our whole team was so thrilled to get the awards that we have, and 4 golds and a silver. That's a medal for every one of our wines, which is brilliant. And we really sort of take our hats off to the London Wine Competition. I was circling around LWC and I thought, oh, I wonder if they have an alcohol-free category. But I think that was last year, and thinking, oh well, we'll see. And then when it came up this year, and the fact that you had such a high caliber of judges, and particularly from the low and no category, that was really important to me because there are some competitions that still don't get the context, and that's really important because they do have that experience, or they may be involved in low and no, and they can understand the context of what you're looking for on the palate. If they're with the very traditional judges, it's not really their area of expertise. So I think that is excellent that the context is right. For ZENO, my gosh, we were really staggered with the results, and we're very, very pleased across the board for what it shows us with consistency out of the 5 wines, and the fact that it also encourages Will's my co-founder and commercial director. We put 3 years of research and development with a Master of Wine into making really good alcohol-free wine that doesn't rely on sugar. And there are, of course, a lot of the commercial ones still do. And you find that it's a lonely tank of wine at the back of the winery that they decide to de-alkalize and then sweeten up, and out it goes. And we refuse to do it that way and to look at sugar. One thing that's very important to us as well, another thing, is the fact that we wanted a sense of place. So we were very fortunate that we found our partner winery in Spain, in Castilla-La Mancha, and they're a family-owned winery and vineyard. They're quite large scale. They do a lot of exporting, so we can scale with them as we grow. But the really important thing is that they treated us as extended family when we were doing all the research and development. And another thing, sometimes the stars align with these projects, and sometimes they don't as well. But what particularly did was that Bev Zero's European operation, which is in Spain as well, is only 1 hour by road from the winery. So we are not we're not transporting our base wines very far, and they come very closely from Bev Zero back to the winery for finessing and bottling. That chain is really important to us, and it also means that the winemaking team, they knew the Bev Zero team because they're basically neighbors. They were all familiar with each other. So we had a very good team, which we call our Wines of Virtue team, because ZENO is all about virtuous drinking and a philosophical basis to the brand. So the production triangle is fantastic for us, and it also means when we're just working with one organic vineyard, so that every time we bottle, we're consistently using the grapes from the specific vineyard. Also, we learn every time. Alcohol-free is such a young category, and we're all learning as we go, basically. So we were so grateful to have such a flying start, and we continue to work in research and development all the time. And because we have the one team from vineyard through to the glass, we log everything we've done during one production phase, and we put that all on the desk again to see where we can improve. And it clearly is working, and that reassures us a lot as well, because sometimes you take risks and there are areas of unknown, and you're looking at new techniques that you want to try. And we do, and this is just a great reassurance for us that we are heading in the right direction with our our research and development and our styles. With our distribution, we've now been in the market just over 2 years with branded product. We were very fortunate when we started to get a listing in Waitrose straight out of the gate, which was terrific. And we started doing quite well in competitions from our first small commercial batch, and that kept us, kept our compass in the right direction, because we had a lot of ideas we wanted to try for style, and that showed us that we were doing the right thing. One of the things we did in the latest release, which is, of course, the range that was in the competition, was that we reduced our residual sugar a lot, because if there's one thing that alcohol-free drinks may suffer from, it's the fact that often sweetness is used to fill in the gaps on the palate, and we were intending not to do that. So when we started, we had about 28 grams per litre of residual sugar, and it's all just the grape sugar from the fruit in the wines, and we to get our texture and the balance and the characters we want. And with the latest production, we're down to 18. So we've taken 10 grams per litre out of our styles. And we were very nervous with this bottling, because we thought, well, it takes a long time to get the balance right when you're reducing sugar that much. But it was what we could see our consumers wanted. We love alcohol-free wines, but they tend to be a bit high on the sugar side. So we're just thrilled that the fact that we have dropped the sugar, that we're actually still getting that wonderful balanced texture and richness and long finish that we started with. So all in all, it's just great for us to have this kind of recognition. Third-party competition results are very important, because as I mentioned, it's a really young category, and there's quite a range of quality out there, and particularly with the level of sweetness. So with acknowledgement like this, it gives our trade customers reassurance and confidence in our products. So it's very important strategically for us. It's not just ego getting all the medals and things. It really shows us, we take it on board that our direction is in the right direction. And we have a lot of research and development for releasing some really interesting new wines this year, actually. So we're very excited about that. So on the back of in the UK, just quickly, we're now working this year more on the regional distribution and on-trade, and that's great. Once again, the on-trade's been a little nervous about alcohol-free wines and a bit slower to come on board than we wanted. Of course, the beers and the brewers are ticking along well, and we are starting to get some good breaks in the UK on-trade, and that's great. And this kind of recognition really helps in the on-trade being confident with our wines as well. We're now exporting to 10 export markets, actually, which is terrific. And the international nature of the London wine competition and Beverage Trade Network is also very relevant for us, because we have our US importers, our Canadian importers, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, all picking up on our social media releases that we've been kindly awarded, the awards you've given us, and they get it, and they're really excited about it, and they're using those results to go out to their team so we can grow our distribution.